So in this jar, I have some pretty awesome secrets from heaven for us to discover, and for all, hopefully, the children who are watching online. But first, before we get to secrets, do we ever keep our own secrets? We don't tell anybody. What kind of secrets do we normally have that are just from ourselves that we don't like to tell anybody? What kind of secrets will we be talking about? Stuff that you did bad, right? So we're thinking about our own secrets. I'm going to tell you that if we were to whisper those secrets into this awesome little can, and secrets from heaven, and amazingly, heaven smells like coffee. If we were to whisper our secret fears about the things that we might have done bad, we might get answers out of that. So we'll try that a little bit later. First, we're going to read a story from the book of Joshua, and there is a really important secret that comes out in this story, and I want to see if you guys can pick up on what that secret is that makes things so much better. This is Joshua chapter 2, beginning at verse 1. It says, "Now Joshua the son of Nun sent out 2 men from the acacia grove to spy secretly, saying, 'Go view the land, especially Jericho.' So they went, and they came to the house of a harlot named Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, 'Behold, men have come here tonight from the children of Israel to search out the country.' So the king of Jericho sent men to Rahab, saying, 'Bring out the men who have come over to you, who have entered your house, for they have to come to search out all of the country.' Or they have come to search out all the country. Then the woman took the 2 men and hid them. So she said, 'Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they were from. And it happened as the gate was being shut, when it was dark, that the men went out. Where the men went out, I don't know. Pursue them quickly, for you may overtake them.' But she had brought them up to the roof and hidden them with the stalks of flax. And she had laid them in order on the roof. Then the men pursued them by the road of the Jordan to the fords, and as soon as those who had pursued them had gone out, they shut the gate. Now before they lay down, she came up to them on the roof and said to the men, 'I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all of the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the 2 kings of the Amorites who were on the other side of the Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts melted. Neither did there remain any more courage in anyone because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and on the earth beneath.'" Come on in, kiddos. If you guys want to, you can come right on up here, because we're going to share some secrets in a minute. So I was asking earlier about secrets. These inside of here are some secrets straight from heaven. And I was asking, are there secrets that we sometimes have that we only keep to ourselves, that we won't tell anyone? And some of the adults in here had some really good answers. They said, they're the secrets about what I've done wrong and I don't want to admit to anybody. We're afraid to tell somebody when we do something wrong. And I was explaining that sometimes when we whisper those secrets into this thing of heaven, or when we talk to heaven, that we get really amazing secrets of heaven back. So we just read a story about Joshua sending 2 spies into Jericho. And Jericho had these huge walls around it. And they were supposed to go and take over this big city. Do you think the children of Israel were afraid? They were pretty afraid. How are they going to get around these giant walls? And they probably had men with bows on top and people with swords inside. So they were probably very afraid. So the spies went in and they were told a really important secret. I'm going to reread this a little bit, okay? It says, "For we have heard that the Lord has dried up the water of the Red Sea for you." So this is the woman in the city telling them this important thing. "I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and all of the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you. As soon as we heard these things, our hearts melted. Neither did there remain any more courage in anyone because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and on the earth beneath." So that's pretty important. So if all these people are out there being really afraid, the children of Israel were afraid, and these two spies go in and they hear from somebody who lives in the city that all of the people in the city were so afraid they had no more courage. You remember why they had no more courage? It says, because the Lord is the God of heaven above and on the earth beneath, and that He has given this land to you. I want you guys to think, if you were out in the forest and a big bear was right next to you, would that be a scary moment? Last week we talked about a snake, like we were being afraid of snakes, right? Yeah, there are lots of things in the forest that might scare us, but what if I told you that if that bear, and this might not be true, so don't try this at home, but what if I told you, like, you knew that if you just got up and shouted, that the bear would run away? Would that make you feel more comfortable? If you knew what was going to happen? Because that's a pretty scary thing. Well, the children of Israel were supposed to go in and take over this huge city. And they were pretty afraid because these giant walls were there. But the Lord told them that they were going to take the city. And Rahab, who was the woman that helped the children of Israel and the spies, said, "We're all so afraid of you." That probably made a big difference. It made them comfortable. And you know how the city fell? The children of Israel marched around the city 7 times, once a day for 7 days, and then on the 7th day they marched around the 7 times again, and at the end they all shouted, and the walls fell down. It's a pretty amazing story. I want to go back to the secrets that we might have in our own hearts, because this is a tough one, and we're going to find out some secrets from heaven. If we were to whisper, I will whisper one of my secrets into here. We're going to find some answers from heaven. It says, 1,000 evil spirits from hell cannot bear even one ray of light from heaven. Light from heaven is divine truth. So all those nagging thoughts, the evil spirits that make me feel really bad and make me want to do bad things, I think that's important, that 1,000 evil spirits from hell cannot even bear one ray of light from heaven. Would you like to whisper a secret of your own into here? Anybody? All right. Go ahead and whisper your secret. All right. Let's find out what the answer is. An angel can scatter even hundreds of thousands of evil spirits. A vast multitude of evil spirits are powerless against them. The skills and the wiles and alliances of evil spirits amount to nothing. Whew. Aren't these wonderful things that we can learn from heaven when we actually are open with the Lord about the way that we maybe have done some things that are wrong, that we're hiding or that we're holding on to, and to remember that the Lord has so much power and that even angels have this much power over the bad things that can be in our minds and our lives. Did you know that in heaven, or not quite in heaven, in the world of spirits, before you go to heaven, that the good people are actually given a very special thing. They're given a breastplate. Do you know what a breastplate is? Yeah, it's normally made out of like metal, right? And it's a big breastplate that protects you. Did you know that children especially are given breastplates with a heart in the shape of a heart, and it's made out of gold? Do you know why? Because evil spirits, as soon as they see it, if they come over to attack you, you can open up your shirt and show the breastplate and they run away. Isn't that cool? That's something that actually happens in the spiritual world when good people are being prepared for heaven. The Lord doesn't want evil spirits to go in and attack them. So he gives them a special golden heart-shaped breastplate that protects them from evil spirits. And just by showing it, the evil spirits will run away. So the Lord can protect us from all of those nagging thoughts that we can get and show us some wonderful things. And we read that a ray of light can scatter even 1,000 evil spirits. The rays of light, we were told, is divine truths. So the more we learn divine truths from the Lord's word, the more that we can actually scatter evil spirits too from those same divine truths.